What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a review on the Q4 herbicide application that I put down on my lawn a week ago. I had told you guys, for those of you that are watching the channel, that we were going to do a review and see how effective this herbicide is. And so we treated the broadleaf weeds last week, and now we're going to do a review to see if we need to reapply this herbicide or not. And the reason for that is because of this rain that we've been getting, ton of rains that we'll be getting past week alone, over 4 inches of rain. So I'm not sure. I haven't really checked these areas that we sprayed the herbicide. I did broadcast spray the front and the back as well. And then the areas that we had weeds popping up a whole ton, I went over it a couple of times. So I haven't checked it to see how well it has the weeds have done, if they're if they're dying or not. So we're gonna check on it. All right, guys, so remember I sprayed this area with the Q4, and this is the end result. You can see the difference where I sprayed right here versus that section right there. So after a week later, this is how it looks like. Now, not all the weeds are kind of like wilted already. Some of them aren't, and I think it's because of the rain that we've had this past week. I mean, we've had a ton of rain, so most of the herbicide must have been washed out, so it wasn't that effective. But even here, you can see it's turning a little bit purple, and that's the effect of the herbicide, I believe. So most of the broadleaf herbicides, broadleaf weeds, weren't affected like this one. Just a little bit there, but I'm thinking that most of it was washed out. This is already wilted a little bit, so it's just certain ones that were affected. Also here, it's a little bit wilted, you can tell. And this was actually literally burnt out completely. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reapply this again. You can see right here on this strip, it really affected some of the weeds, but not all of them. So I will reapply, but right now the lawn is due for a cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it again, and then I'll see if I can reapply the Q4. This section right here, recovering from heat stress. It's not part of the herbicide that I put down. This is just recovering from heat stress. So yeah, I'm gonna probably put some more. Actually, we've had so much rain. This area I think might be hydrophobic, so I'll probably have to do some moisture max on this side and see how that recovers. But overall, the lawn is looking pretty good. It's just a little bit overgrown, so I'm gonna give it a cut today and see what I can reapply. I might probably spot treat this time. Based on my observation, most of the weeds that were applied, most of the weeds pretty much wilted or gone. So this time around, I'll definitely just spot treat the areas that I find that have more broad leaves and treat it that way. This area right here was applied as well, and look at the end result. So it really worked. Even though we had rain, it worked in treating some of these weeds. But I'll have to probably, like I said, reapply on specific areas and then see how that will work out in the next couple of weeks or in the next week. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning. It's already hot. It's really hot, so I'm in the shade here trying to film a little bit, show you guys. So after cutting the lawn, I haven't really seen any weeds that needs for me to reapply the herbicide. So I'm not going to do that, and plus I can do it anyways because it's really hot right now. And even if there was weeds that I need to treat, it'll have to be later on this evening. But for the back here, I haven't seen anything that is alarming for me to treat. So all you have to continue doing, is keep your watering schedule intact. And if it rains, don't water. Like, we've had over 2 inches this past week, so I haven't been watering this lawn at all. But I'm trying to let it dry out because the fungus is still there because of the humidity that we're dealing with and the heat. So if you remember my last video, I did apply neem oil and that has held up pretty good, and I'm set to reapply the neem oil again. Remember, it's every week, so I'm due for another one this week, and I'll do it later on this evening. But overall, the lawn is looking good, and I know it's showing stripes, but that wasn't even my intention. Just trying to mow in and get out, because you do not want to stress the lawn. So if you're in this situation where your lawn is super thick, all you have to do is mow. It doesn't matter which pattern. At this point, don't even think about patterns and all that. Just try to cut the grass to 4 inches and call it a day. That's all you have to do this summer. Nothing special. You know, we're trying to survive right now, the middle of summer, so things are looking good for the lawn to look this way. It's a blessing, because in the past couple of years, the lawn hasn't been too great around this time of the year, because we have been in so much drought the past couple of years that it was very tough to maintain. But you know, it's looking good, and that's all that matters. Now let's check the front, and then we'll wrap this video. All right, so front is also cut. It's looking good. And for the front, I still have issues where I have to spot treat, but it's not a whole lot. Like I said, this strip right here needs retreatment, so I need to reapply the herbicide along this way here. Some of the weeds are dying, but not all of them. So I'm gonna reapply on this section here a little bit, and these edges right here needs to be reapplied. But overall, I really don't see any weeds that any broadleaf weeds that needs to be treated. So I'm just going to stay off the lawn and continue to monitor the situation. If it needs water, I'll definitely water it. But other than that, I'm gonna just stay off the lawn and, take it week by week. Make sure that, I survive this summer. We're halfway there before we can reseed. So just have to continue to see where you have hot spots, treat those hot spots, and that's it. All right, guys, so that's all the updates I have, and what's going on with the lawn right now. If you guys are facing similar issues because of this rain that we've been getting, then it's minor fix. It's a minor fix. So I'm sure we can continue to thrive, continue to do the little things to survive the summer. And if we're able to survive this summer, which I think we all can, if we continue to water when it's necessary and control this fungus issue that we're having right now. Because right now it's not even about only the heat that we're getting, but also the fungal issue that we're dealing with. So if we can control that, take it week by week, control what you can control, I think we'll be fine. All right, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.